In this video, I wanted to share my best tips on dating in your 30s, but you certainly don't need to be in your 30s to appreciate and use these tips. You can be any age. By the way, if you're serious about having your dream relationship and would like to work with me one-on-one, then just go to the link below and book a free consult call with me. Now, I find dating can be especially challenging and hard. I've been there. I dated for 3 years before I met my husband, so I know all the challenges that comes with it. And my philosophy is we want to make our dating experience as simple and enjoyable as possible so we can date long enough so we can come across and meet our man, so we can find our man. Because if we get discouraged after 2 dates, 3 dates, right, 4, and we stop and we quit, we may miss out on the opportunity to meet our man because he could be the next one, right? He could have been that guy the 5th guy that we would have gone on a date with, but we never got to find him because we gave up, right? And I know dating is one of those mind things where sometimes you feel like you're so far from finding anyone, but all it takes is one, ladies. Okay, you only need to meet that one person and then you won't be single anymore, right? So it's one of those things where you can feel so far away and 1 minute and then have your person the next. It's crazy like that. Tip number 1 is when you're doing online dating, you want to think of it as just a way to meet people. Okay, a lot of people seem to think that they're already starting to develop relationships with people as they're texting a bunch of different people online. And I don't think that is the most effective way to look at online dating. Okay, online dating is just a way to meet people. Therefore, a relationship should not technically be seen as starting or developing until you meet the person, okay? So I recommend do not spend a lot of time texting people back and forth to find out more about them, to know if there's chemistry or whether they're your person or not. Don't spend a lot of time there in the beginning. In the very beginning, your priority, your aim is to set up a quick meet. It's very important that I emphasize quick meet. You're not setting up a 1 or 2 hour date. You're not having a date. You're not going out to have lunch together or a dinner together or a movie together, right? You're just setting up to meet the person. So this meet, the mindset behind this is you don't want to put a lot of effort into this. You want this meeting to be en route something else. So if you know you're going to be traveling from work to the gym at 5 p.m., let's say, right? This is the time you want to set up that meet. Okay, or if you know you're gonna have like 30-minute window where you're not doing a lot, you're gonna be out in town browsing, and you're just having that dead space, not doing a lot. That's when you can set up that time. Like, let's meet this time, not doing anything anyway. Don't mark out and create time in your calendar for this first meet. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to be carving out time, because I know some of you feel like you have to put a lot of effort in to carve out time on your schedule to, get ready for a date and to meet people, right? I don't want you to do that. Just do a very quick, okay, I have about 20 minutes here. I've got 10 minutes here where I'm not doing anything and it's between errands. I'm running errands anyway. I'm going to be going here to here. Let's set this time to meet, because you want to just have this meeting be a meeting that just slots into your life without a lot of forethought. Tip number 2, say goodbye first. Okay, have it in your mind that this is a meet that's going to be between errands. You should have something planned afterwards that you're going to. So you're going to be going from this meet to another thing, right? There shouldn't be a lot of dead space after it, right? So when you're having this meet, you know already going into it, it's only going to be like 10, 15, 20 minutes. You're just meeting to gauge chemistry, whether there's chemistry, whether, you know, there's good bantering, whether you like the look of the person, just first impression, kind of what your first impression is. Okay, that's it. And then you don't want to put any more pressure, like you have to entertain the person, you have to keep the conversation going, none of that. Just quick, okay, I gotta run now, I gotta go to the dentist appointment, I gotta go to the gym now, I gotta call my mom. Just like, you know, normal things that you probably be doing in the day, right? But definitely have it in mind that you have something to go to, and be the first to say, okay, I better run. Don't be sitting around trying to make conversation if it's not flowing. Now, if the conversation is flowing more naturally, sure, carry on the conversation, but then still keep an eye on the time, because you want to respect people's time, and know that this is only one meet out of potentially many more. So there is no need to cling to this one moment, this one date. Therefore, you are very free to let it go as well, right? Like, that's really attractive when you think about it too, to know, like, I don't have to cling to this moment. I can let you go. I can move on to another thing. And if it's meant to be, if there's chemistry, there's connection there, then trust that another meet could be set up. Tip number 3 is to practice no judgment, which is to treat everyone the same. And this is challenging because as humans, we naturally walk around judging people, right? When we read an online profile, we immediately have an impression of them, and that impression could either get us super excited, or we're just like not that excited, right? And we think that in dating, we should be excited. We should pursue the thing that gets us excited, because we want to clearly like the person. We want there to be chemistry. We want to believe all our dreams can come true with a particular type of person. However, I have found that doing this actually attracts inconsistent results, because when you get excited, naturally you will probably behave differently towards that person versus someone else. And if you're starting to act different towards all these different guys that you're meeting, then you're not going to get the consistent results that you're after, right? Because the one thing you can control in dating is yourself. You can't control what kind of men you attract, what kind of men talk to you or want to continue to talk to you, right? They're going to be all different, but the one thing you can control is yourself and how you show up. So in order to be much more effective in dating and attracting your person, I have found the best way to do that is for you to be as consistent as you can be and just show up as you. Okay, so that means treat everyone the same. Practice toning down your excitement to a level that is, you know, mostly fairly neutral and calm towards everyone, so you can show up yourself. Tip number 4 is to treat your date as the first, last, and only date you will ever have. Even if the date went really well, even if he is telling you he wants to see you again at the end of the date, even if there's super tons of chemistry, I still want you to approach it as if it's your first, last, and only date you will ever have. Okay, so I believe a lot of the stress and exhaustingness that comes from dating is from getting excited and getting disappointed, getting excited and getting disappointed. It's like that roller coaster ride of emotions. Because the excitement, what comes along with the excitement is expectations, is the wondering afterwards, is thinking, okay, we like each other, clearly we like each other, so when is he gonna call next? Where is this gonna go? I wonder if this is gonna happen. I wonder if this is gonna happen, right? This wondering, this overthinking, and the overthinking tends to create some anxiety / excitement. Those two emotions are often interchangeable and very similar feeling. Okay, and then over time that becomes exhausting, right? That roller coaster ride of emotions becomes very exhausting, because if you have expectations, you're probably going to be disappointed too, right? So my philosophy on dating is to be low key, right? No pressure, just take what it is, take the moment and appreciate that moment for what it is, and not think any more of it, right? And the other benefit from thinking this way and approaching your date this way is you're probably not going to, if you think it's going to be your first, last, and only date, then you're probably just going to relax into it. You're not going to withhold information. You're probably not going to feel like you need to perform or you need to like super impress this person, because you're probably never going to see them again anyway. It gives you so much more freedom to simply be yourself. Okay, say everything you need to say in this moment, because you're probably never going to see this person again. That approach has served me so much more than thinking I'm going to see them again, or I think this is going to go somewhere and getting excited and then disappointed when it doesn't end up that way. Number 5 is to date yourself first and to continue dating yourself. I discovered when I was dating, it was really easy to fall into this pattern of people pleasing, because when you're constantly going on dates with other people, meeting other people, being with other people, you naturally are very aware of how you're acting and how you may come across to someone else. Okay, we can't help it. We all have this social mask that we put on when we're around other people, especially people we don't know. So I think one of the best ways we can keep the connection with ourselves is to mark out time, always mark out time on the calendar for yourself as a little reminder each week that you are still a really important person in your own life, and that it's not just about impressing other people and making sure other people are happy. Your happiness also matters. It's one of the main reasons you're dating, because you want to be happy. Okay, so we never want to forget that. We never want to forget why we're dating, why we're doing this to begin with, is so we can fulfill our dreams, is so we can give this gift to ourselves, this love relationship to ourselves, right? So that's why I think every week you should be dating yourself. Spend time to go out by yourself, to go out on a date with yourself, to go to a concert by yourself, to do something just for yourself where you don't ever feel the pressure like you need to make conversation, you need to make someone else happy. It's just all about you, all about making yourself happy, comfortable, enjoying whatever you want to enjoy. Tip number 6 is something I don't think a lot of you are aware of, but you really need to start paying attention to this. And that is your energy, your mindset, your attitude as you're dating. Okay, and just think about all the effort that someone needs to go into to get themselves psyched and ready to go out and date. Right? Dating is a vulnerable activity. Right? You need to be positive when you date. You need to get yourself ready. It requires a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Okay, like it's work. I want you to look at that work that you're doing on yourself as an asset you need to protect. If you're not conscious of this, you will allow other people to negatively influence you. Okay, and all it takes is one negative friend, one negative conversation with a friend, and then all your work will be out the window. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Have you ever gone out, met your girlfriends or something, and there's one friend that is super negative, complaining about her love life, about her relationships, and then it starts to influence you. You start to be like, yeah, you're right. Men are douchebags. Dating is hard. Why am I bothering with this? It starts to negatively impact you without you even realizing it. Okay, and I see this so often. I experienced this when I was dating. I would be going out there and dating, and I would meet my girlfriends every week, but it would be so negative. I would come out of that exhausted. I'd come out of that thinking, oh, why bother? Why should we bother to date? Okay, not even realizing how much that friend affected me. I really strongly believe this is one thing that you need to protect and be conscious of, right? You're putting all this effort in to work on yourself for your dreams, right? For your desire for a relationship, for love. You got to remind yourself constantly why you're doing this, why you're putting yourself out there, and then consciously protect that. Okay, protect it like it's the money in the bank. Right, as assets that you've created with effort, then you don't want just any random person, any negative Nancy to come in and influence you unconsciously. Tip number 7 is to listen to one expert at a time. I notice a lot of us that are dating, me included, when I was dating, we would subscribe to multiple different dating coaches, dating experts. We would look at this person talking about this on YouTube, and then read that person's article about this, and then someone else is talking about that on Instagram, and it's just all the different information. And a lot of times all this information can contradict each other, and what I see is it just makes you confused, makes you overwhelmed, and makes you paralyzed and not do anything, because now you're like going, oh, I don't know what to do because this person's saying to do this, that person's saying to do that. I have no idea what to do, what's going on. Okay, so that is, I think, the worst position you can put yourself in is if you're confused on what to do, right? And it's really an easy trap to fall into just because of how accessible information is now, right? It's just so easy to subscribe to 10 different experts without even realizing it, and listen to this person, listen to that person, but all the different advice, if you think about it, everyone has a different opinion based on what? Based on their own experience, based on what they believe. And you need to be careful sometimes just borrowing people's beliefs without really questioning where their belief is coming from, what they're thinking about as they're giving that advice, and whether that actually applies to you. I personally, if I'm following an expert, I have role models, I have people that I look up to, and I follow just one person at a time, because I don't want to be confused by two different teachers with their own philosophies, because they're probably going to say different things, and then that would just confuse me, right? So if you want the best result, if you want success faster and the most effective way to get a certain type of result that you want, whether it's relationships or whether it's money or anything, then just listen to one expert at a time. This last tip is my bonus tip for anyone that sticked around until this end of the video. So I super appreciate you for sticking around. And this tip is for anyone that's been online dating for a while. And if you've been dating for a while, you probably know that online dating starts to get a bit boring, starts to get a bit stale. You start to feel like all the messages coming in are the same, or the men are the same. You're just having the same conversations over and over and over again. A good tip is to update your profile every few months or so. Okay, so the reason I believe that we keep having the same conversation over and over online is because when a guy is reading your profile, he's just trying to find out something to talk to you about. He's just looking for conversation starters. And if you don't change your profile, you're probably just going to get the same kind of conversation, same questions over and over and over, and that's going to start to feel boring. Look at how can I make this more interesting? What other things can I say about myself in a different way? How can I be creative here? Okay, and just have fun with it. If you would like to take this work to a deeper level and you're serious about attracting and keeping high quality men, then you may want to consider working with me one-on-one. Just go to the link below and book a free consultation call. And if you enjoyed this video and want more tips, helpful tips like this, then please subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave me some comments, let YouTube know that you're giving me some love so YouTube can give me some more love so I can share more of my advice to more of you ladies. That is all from me this week, and I'll be back next time with more.